Hi guys, welcome to Daughter of Light Tarot. In this video we are going to see what messages, insights and guidance the tarot has for us. If you are interested in last week's message, the link will be in the description box down below. Please bear in mind that these are general readings and not personal readings, which means that they are meant for everyone and they may not always resonate. Alright, let's get to it. I'm going to set out your piles now. I recommend that you choose the pile that you feel drawn to. If you want to skip ahead to your pile, the timestamps are in the description box down below. This is pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3. If you prefer choosing with crystals, I'm going to add them on now. For pile 1 we have the raw rose quartz, for pile 2 we have the tiger's eye, and for pile 3 we have the polished dark rose quartz. So here we are up close, just so you can have a little squiz. And the tiger's eye. And the polished dark rose quartz. Okay, then I will see you in your pile. Hi pile 1. Welcome to your weekly tarot reading, weekly tarot messages. Please remember that this is a general reading and not a personal reading, so take what you feel is meant for you and leave that which is not. Okay, let's see your first card. Oh, you have the 6 of Swords. I'll put that one side while I get the rest of your cards for your reading. Okay, straight up with the 6 of Swords, I feel like you guys are definitely leaving something behind. You have, it's like you've been struggling with something in your mind. Your thoughts have been going round and round and round with it. But I feel like you've finally made a decision in which direction you want to go, what choice you want to make. It's either you've decided to not fuss about something anymore because things are going to play out the way that they are meant to. I feel as though you feel that you don't really have a say in the matter, or more like it is out of your control, almost as though you can't control people or a situation, and that things are going to turn out the way that they are going to turn out. And then on the other side, for some of you, I feel as though you feel like something is not going to change, so you have decided to leave it behind, if that makes sense. Okay, let's get the rest of your cards. I also feel like this choice was not easy to make, because it feels as though you kind of gave up on perhaps a part of yourself, or you gave up on people or a situation or a dream or a want. I don't feel like this leaving behind, whatever you left behind, it doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel like the choice you made is bad. Maybe not expected, that you thought it's something you would ever do, but you did do it. energies. Okay. Okay, your second card is the Seven of Swords. And your last card is the Page of Pentacles. So in this situation where I feel like you've decided to leave something behind, I feel like you took what was necessary and you kept what was necessary and left things behind. Like you see the two swords here that you left behind. I feel like you've taken everything that you can carry, everything that you have decided is needed and necessary, and you've left behind that which you feel is no longer necessary. Also, perhaps you've taken things that you feel is yours, but you've left it behind, things that you feel you like, for example, that you don't deserve. You know, like if it was a person that you decided to leave behind, it's like you took the good experiences from it. You've learned that you deserve to be treated in a certain way, with respect, you know, and that's what you've taken away from the situation. Like you deserve more, whatever it is you decided you deserve, as well perhaps as being valued, not being taken for granted. Like I feel like you've taken those lessons and you've left behind that which you know you do not deserve, like not being treated well, like not being taken advantage of. I feel like in this situation you have learned what your worth is, and that is why you have decided to leave. But I feel as though perhaps you didn't necessarily know. I don't say you didn't know, but you did feel when you left that it wasn't what you deserved. But now, through hindsight and looking at the situation, you now know what your value is, what you deserve. Like I also feel that, if you can see here, there's people in the background here. I feel from that, I see it's almost as though you decided to stay in the situation previously because of what others had thought. Perhaps the way that it looked to others, kind of in the mindset of what would these people think. But I feel as though it no longer matters, because you know at the end of the day it is you that you spend time with every single day, and it's your mind that goes around and thinks of things like perhaps in the past it was why I'm not good enough, or like whatever I do this person is upset with me type thing. And I feel as though now you've learned that it has nothing to do with you, that has to do with the person or perhaps situation that you were in. And that you deserve more. I also kind of feel that the people that were perhaps involved in this situation is making you look like the negative party in the situation, the thief, the bad person. And I feel as though that's what you feel the people on the outside are seeing. But you got to bear in mind that over time things change and truths do get revealed. The swords are also about truth. You got to be mindful that a sword does have two edges, and it does cut both ways. It can be used to harm or it can be used to heal. In your case, I feel like you are going to be healed from it, but because people are only seeing one side of the sword, you do kind of feel like you pulled the short end of the straw. But that's okay, because it's not so. Like your hands are full and you know now where you want to go, what you do deserve, what you feel is rightly yours. What else I'm drawn to here is here in the background, it kind of looks very sandy. So where this is water, I feel like the choice was emotional on your part. And I feel where you're sitting now, it feels kind of dry. But because you've made this choice and you've seen these things that you have seen, if you see there's trees and there's flowers, I feel like you've created the space and the opportunity for abundance now to come in. I feel like you are going to take whatever it is that happened and you are going to create something for yourself, something that is in balance with your mind, with your spirit, with your reality. Also, I feel like the things that you have taken away from here is what was needed for you to be able to create your abundance and give yourself the life that you deserve, the peace of mind that you deserve. I feel like because you've done all this, the emotional side is done, you now have the chance to create what it is that you want and that you feel is right for you. And also here we have the 6 and the 7, so it feels as though it happened in sequence, like it was supposed to happen for you to be where you are now, to create what it is you need to create and to be the person that you are now, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to get you your oracle cards now and see what other messages you have. I definitely feel like you need to take this, or you are going to take it, whatever the situation, whatever experience it is, whatever you take away from it, to help you to build what you need and want. Although I do feel, because it's Pentacles and Earth and it's a slow energy, it's not fast, I do feel that it is going to take time, but it is worth it to you. I definitely feel I don't feel like a despairy type of vibe. In the past, yes, perhaps, but moving forward, I feel like you feel free, as if you now get everything you wanted, and it's almost as though the situation you were in feels like you thought that was it and it's not going to get any better than this, but also feel like you realize that you weren't happy. But moving forward, you learn to create your own happiness by now knowing what you deserve and what you value. And I feel like you're putting that in towards your future, which just feels so much more free, so much more exciting. It's kind of like, because you left the situation, you decided you're worth more and you get to upgrade, if that makes sense. Okay, let's see. Also, I feel like that situation was what you needed at the time, but you no longer need it because you've changed. See the caterpillar. You see, you were cocooning and you're going to come out now and you're going to spread your wings and you're going to fly. See, this is your opportunity. Oh man, that's lovely. That's really, really lovely. And as you can see there, let me just move up so I can make space for our oracle card. And as you can see, it has a number 4. 4 is a number of foundations. So you're going to build yourself a new foundation, if that makes sense. Oh man, that's so lovely. So you can see this card. Definitely for you, it is definitely your opportunity to create newness. So for some of you who are still in this situation and it's not quite here yet, I do feel like you need to be soft with yourself and kind to yourself, because leaving stuff and people behind, it is a kind of emotional trauma. It does suck, it hurts. So I feel like you really need to take what you've gained from here and take the self-love with your self-respect and love yourself. It's time to start filling your emotional needs and your physical needs, and knowing that you are always there for you. You are there to take care of yourself. And by doing that, by loving yourself so fiercely, you kind of create that energy around you, and things that are lower vibrational can't really get in. Like, it'll always try to, don't get me wrong, but you won't allow it in. That will be the difference, which then creates a space for you to bring in things and people and situations that are worthwhile, that are worth growth, if that makes sense, but not in the direction of the situation that you left behind, in the direction of higher value, if that makes sense. Okay, so the caterpillar also speaks of when you see things or behaviors or actions that are similar to that in the past, do not go that way, because you don't want to go backwards. Say no. No, 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 no. Because the new cannot emerge from the old, and the youthful cannot emerge from the aged. Does that make sense? Makes sense. Makes sense. So allow yourself to transform, okay, and emerge. But you are no longer the person that you were, and you're no longer allowing the experiences, or you will no longer allow the experiences that you've previously experienced in the past, because you know you deserve better now. Okay, so the caterpillar card says, the energy of the caterpillar appears, heralding a time of transformation and opportunity. Here you are being asked to revise your dreams. If it looks and smells familiar, step away from it for the time being. Experiment and surprise yourself with what arises for you in this moment. Caterpillar is an invitation to test out the new strategy to get a different, better result. Remember that the definition of lunacy is continuing with the same thinking and behavior and hoping for a different outcome. To surprise yourself and startle others. It is time to break away from habitual responses. Do not wait for an invitation from life to practice a bit of outrageousness or for permission to do the unexpected. Any other response right now will lead to more of the same and no real change. Sometimes the most original response is no response whatsoever. Stand stock still, staring steadily into the eyes of the players in your drama, avoiding engagement until the moment is right. Caterpillar invites you to witness the story unfolding, knowing that deciding on the timing of your action is as essential as finding the best move to make. And when you do act, let there be no doubt in anyone's mind of your determination and the power you unleash. Okay, so with this card here as well, I'm feeling that you don't need permission to take what is yours, because it is yours already. If you didn't feel it was yours, it wouldn't be yours, if that makes sense. So feel as though if you do need permission, you have it. Not that you need it. You're the only person that can decide what is good and right for you. Okay, let's get your angel card and see what messages the angels have for you. So whatever it is you feel that you need to take for yourself, to take back your power, I feel you need to do it. You might be like a little bit wary or afraid or doubting yourself a bit, but don't do it for you now. Do it for the person you want to be. Do it for the person who you will be, for the person you are going to be. Your future you will thank you. You know, sometimes we think not to make conflict or stir the pot because it's going to be unpleasant right now. But what about you in the future? What does the you in the future need? Not what does the people around you need right now. It is, what do you need in the future? What kind of a life do you want? Do you want to continue in that situation, or do you want to move forward? Because you do deserve better. Now, I'm not talking about walking over people to get what you need. I'm talking in terms of the best life for you, which then creates the best life for those around you. Okay, here we have ideas and inspiration. Let me just bring it up so you can have a nice little squares. I feel here with them the ideas and inspiration card that when you get that oomph, that like little push on the inside to do something, I feel like you should do it. It's kind of like an instinct thing, like you don't really think about it, but you feel it. And I know most of us don't act on it, but I definitely feel that if you have that feeling, go ahead and do it. Because there's a part of you that is looking out for your best interest and those around you's best interest. Yes, sometimes it stirs up the pot, but sometimes you need a little spark to create change, if that makes sense. Now, I don't mean by stabbing people in the back or hurting people the way that you've been hurt before, but like an impulse kind of feeling to do something, or like a good feeling in your stomach to do something, act on it. The way that I can explain it, like your higher self sends you messages through your gut and stuff in warnings, right? But your higher self does it the same with good feelings to act on things, if that makes sense. So do that. The other way is that there is, if you don't want to look at it that way, the other way to look at it is your subconscious mind, right, is awake and aware the whole time. It sees everything that your conscious mind does not currently focus on. So that will also, for example, now when you get a bad feeling about something, it's like the part of your mind that sees everything has sent the part of you that is currently focused on here and now, that it has picked up something, and then it gives you a bad feeling. But it does the exact same thing with a good choice or a good feeling. So I really feel like you guys need to listen to that. Sometimes they're big and sometimes they're really tiny, just like a little feeling. But to go on that, it's definitely a different feeling to the feeling of emotions and stuff. But I feel the more that you listen to it and act on your gut and your intuition, the stronger it will become. But also you'll learn when to recognize what and which to recognize what is intuition versus what is your egoic wants and needs. So listen to that, okay, which is going to lead you here to learning new stuff, making different choices, and creating the life that you want for yourself. Okay, so just bear that in mind. There is a part of you that wants you to have the best life you deserve. And it may not always be the way that you think, or perhaps the way that you thought it would be, but there is a part of you that knows what is right for you and wants you to have it. So listen to that. Let us see what they say, what the angels say for you. Okay, so first up we have, pay attention to new thoughts and ideas that come to you. They are seeds of They are seeds of magnificent co-creations with God, the source, the higher self, whatever it is for you. It is seeds of magnificence, co-creations. I'm getting tongue-tied, my apologies. Co-creations with God, source, higher self, etc. God speaks to you through your thoughts, and this card shows that the angels want you to notice and follow the ideas you have recently received, which includes the little pushes. These thoughts are answers to your prayers for guidance, so please don't discount them as mere imagination. By drawing this card, the angels seek to give you confidence that you are just as capable of receiving wonderful ideas as any other person. That is because all wonderful ideas originate from the one divine mind of God or source. Since God is omnipresent, meaning everywhere, God is within you. So God's mind continuously expresses new thoughts and ideas inside your mind. And then also I'm feeling with these ideas and inspirations, but also that little gut push. I feel like it is going to help you with your transformation and your growth. And I do also feel it's going to be things like you never really thought of before, or you did think about it, but you never thought you'd do it. So be mindful of that and go ahead and try it, okay, because you are supported, always supported, and you are never alone. Alrighty then, that is all I see for you. Thank you for watching here and for being here with me. If you enjoyed this video, this reading, please give this video a like. And if you resonated, you can tell me all about it in the comment section if you feel like it. And then also, if you would like a personal reading, you are more than welcome to contact me on social media. The links are in the description boxes down below. But that's it, folks. I will see you next week. Bye. Hi, Pal 2. Welcome to your weekly tarot reading, weekly tarot messages. Please remember that this is a general reading and not a personal reading, so take what you feel is meant for you and leave that which is not. Alrighty, let's see what your first card is. You have the Two of Cups. Okay. I'm going to shuffle the rest of the cards and see what other cards we get for you. But straight up, I feel this is to do with a relationship. It could be a relationship between you and your partner, and it could also be a relationship between you and a friend, you and a family member. But obviously you'll apply it as you know what it's meant for, who it's meant for. I feel a little bit as though someone has come forward and wants to share more with you, but you've been a little bit wary about opening up. It could be a partner, a new partner perhaps, you know, who's it feels like a person that is in it for the best interests of this relationship and not necessarily the best interest of themselves, although you can see it as the best interest of this relationship is the best interest for themselves. So either way you look at it, it is selfish and selfless, but it's not a bad thing, it's not a bad feeling. But I feel as though almost you are kind of a little bit on the defense, like you want this and you also want the best interest for this relationship, but it feels like you're a little bit on the defense because you've been hurt before perhaps, or your life experiences has taught you that people are not necessarily selfless, so you are more perceiving it from the selfish version, but not the selfish version of as in the best interest of the relationship. You keep seeing things that are the best interest of the person. It's kind of like you don't want to see that this person is acting out of the, or not that you don't want to, but initially you don't see that this person acts out of the best interest of the relationship. And I feel like you are seeing it this way because you are not in control with this Emperor being reversed. I apologize, I didn't even bring it up. So you have the Emperor for your second card in reverse. And then you have the Three of Cups upright. Okay, right, where was I? Okay, yes. Because I feel as though you don't feel like you are in control of the situation and how everything plays out. You also aren't in control of the way that this person thinks and acts. And also you aren't necessarily seeing from this person, you are not in their mind. You know your mind, you know your heart, and you see how this person behaves, and obviously you're in a relationship with this person for a reason, right? But I feel as though you don't necessarily want to open all the way because you can't see everything and you aren't in control of everything, and I feel as though that scares you, and perhaps you're afraid that if you do open up fully, you know you give all of yourself to this person, or you will give all of yourself to this person. But okay, there's definitely a romantic partner, but it could be a friend as well, but you're kind of still like watching, wary. Feels alright because you know that when you give yourself, you give all of yourself, and you allow the people in your life to have an influence in your life, right? And when you do open up to this person, you do grow together, and you will grow together, and you will start seeing the world the same way. And I think that you fear perhaps that this person will use it for the selfish interests that you are worried that you are seeing, instead of the best interest for the relationship and the best interest of both parties involved, of all three entities, yourself, the person, and the relationship. So that is what I feel like you are fearing and worried about, that this person is going to use that influence, for negative purposes, perhaps, because in the past that's what it did happen. You did open yourself to a person like that, and they did take advantage of it, and they did, for example, isolate you from your people, and they did kind of like brainwash you to feel like you have had a mistrust towards other people, and not seeing that other people can bring in the good, but that was so that that other person could isolate you and keep you to themselves so that they could control you. And I think subconsciously, or a very, very big part of you fears that that would happen again. And every part of you wants to fight it, does not want that to happen again, if that makes sense. I feel as though, because the emperor being the ruler of his kingdom, of his empire, I feel like you worry that once you do allow this person in, that they are going to take over. Like they are going to rule your roost, and what you value is everything that you have built for yourself on the inside and outside. And you fear losing that by opening up to this person. And on the other side of this choice here, I see that that even though there is always a possibility for this, right? I feel as though there's also the possibility of working together. So that's like, I feel the one part. The other part is I feel that you and this person get on much better than you have with anyone else before, right? Like you have the same values when it comes to life, to people, and I feel like you flow with this person more than you have with really anyone, and all the boxes that you wanted ticked are ticked by this person. And I do feel that you two bring your own cups together, right? Instead of having someone, the other, pour into the other's cup. Though I do feel like you share, but I still feel like you both bring your own pieces to the party, and that's like the whole party together. Like the one person is not totally providing for the other, and that kind of a vibe. So I do feel like your boxes are being ticked, okay? But I feel that this fear that you have regarding this person is preventing you from, not preventing you, but it's currently an obstacle to grow deeper, to make a deeper connection, because you aren't allowing yourself to open up because of this fear. But I feel like once you do move it out of the way, you will find that there is more than what you thought. That there is more to this person, there is more to the relationship, there is more to the world, there is more to other people, and there is more to yourself. But you first got to move beyond this fear that you have. I mean, you chose this person for a reason, and you're either going to give them a chance or you're not. And if you're not, then you have your answer. But if you do, you're going to have to be courageous. You're going to have to be mindful the whole time. Mindful of your reactions because of your fear. You're going to have to be mindful of your triggers, your past trauma, and you're really going to have to, I don't want to say push past it, because what's happened, but the more you see these things, the more easier it becomes. And I feel like once you get past this obstacle, so you go 2 to 3, but this because it's a major arcana, the Emperor, I feel like it's like a part of your life lesson to trust. But that is up to you. If you feel the person is untrustworthy, that is also okay. Then why are you still with them? But if you are still with them for a reason, I definitely feel like there's a major life lesson for you to move past. Because see how it then flows from 2 to 3. And I know it's 3 cups, but to me the cups are now speaking of the emotional realm within you, and I feel like more is coming, more is opening up once you move beyond this obstacle. Definitely I'm gonna say celebration, but you get to move forward with this person in trust. I don't know why I feel like I'm saying this. I must say a sacred trinity, but yeah. But then again, it is completely up to you what choice you make. I know it is scary thinking of giving up control, but I think that once you give up the control, it's not really giving up control. It's allowing more things to be. And that does take courage, and it is hard to do, but it's completely your choice. Also, once you move past this obstacle from the 2 to the 3, I feel as though there's more integration, there's just more, because we've gone from 2 to 3. Now, I don't mean like including a third party, whatnot. I see more integration, 2 lives coming together and becoming one. No, just more, if that makes sense. Okay, but now I'm going to pull you your oracle cards and see what other messages we have for you. Like, you need to decide what you want. Are you going to put all your eggs in this basket or not? Because you can't really do things half-assed. You know, it's not justice to yourself. It is not justice to the other party either, and it's not fair on them. It's not fair on yourself. Heart, home, compassion. Okay, I'm moving up the piles because we're going to get one more oracle after this. Heart, home, compassion. I feel like the first thing I see here is to open up yourself, to give not just this person a chance, but to give yourself a chance. to give yourself a chance to show yourself that you've got your own back and you don't need to fear anyone, because you've got this, you've been through stuff, you know when things are off and when they're not. I feel as though this fear is not because you see something is off, but it's because you genuinely worry about the past repeating itself. Okay, so in that sense, compassion, be compassionate towards yourself. Like, don't bully yourself when you can't, I don't say you can't, but you feel like you can't give the other person what they're asking for, what they need. You can give only so much you've got in that moment in time. And either this person is understanding towards yourself or they're not. And on the other hand of that, alright, did I say you got to be kind to yourself? You've got to love yourself. I'm sure I did. And then on the other hand of that is to be compassionate towards this person, because they too have their own fears and they too have stuff they need to get past, and allow you perhaps in as well. Or perhaps they've already allowed you in, but they still got their own fears to work with, to work out, and to not let that influence your relationship. It's always a balancing act, okay? Either way, be compassionate to both of you, to both of your emotions, to both of your feelings, to both of your fears. Okay, I don't see anything else right now, right here, so I'm going to see what this card does have to say for you. So, heart home, love in its truest form, compassion. When you begin to feel like you do not belong anywhere, it is time for you to make your way back to your heart home. This is your true home. You are being called to the quiet place where your soul resides. Put everything on hold for a short while. You are being offered the experience of love in its purest form, unconditional and unbounded. This is not the love you must work hard to earn or barter for. Drop into your heart space and rest there for a breath or two. Replace the judgment of yourself and others with compassion. Really, it is that easy when heart home shows up. There is no need to forgive anyone for anything. None of it occurred in spiritual truth. It is only your belief in that story that makes it so powerful. You see, you picking up what I'm showing you, yes? Okay, allow your love to wash clean all those impressions. Empty yourself of all judgment and preconceptions, and allow spirit to fill you with the sweet nectar of peace. When heart home shows up, it is imperative that you heed its call, lest the universe orchestrate a way to bring you back to yourself that is of a harsher nature. So, perhaps in that fear of where you may worry that this person takes over your reality and your existence, your life influences you, what I got out of that is to pull yourself towards yourself, back into your heart space, because that is where your truth lies, yes? And even though you've been hurt before, you put that aside and pull yourself towards yourself. Give yourself time, especially when you think that you are being overtaken or whatever it is that you fear. And ask yourself, are you seeing this because your fear is clouding your eyes, your perception, or is it really so? Because the only place where we do really find our answers is in our heart, by taking time for ourselves. All right, let's get your angel card and see what other messages the angels, your spirit guides, have for you. Sadly, this one does want to come out. Manifestation. So the first thing that came to mind when I saw this manifestation card is that if you continue to allow yourself to see this fear, allow it to be your perception, it will end up being what you create, because it's what you see. But if you allow yourself to see past it, see beyond your fear, what you'll have is the free flowing, the abundance, the more. When it comes down to it, you've got to learn to trust yourself. You've got to trust yourself. Trust that you can do what is necessary for yourself, okay? That is what that is about. Even when it comes to this fear, okay, and you don't quite know how to get past it, I think ask your spirit guides, your angels, God, whoever, to help you with it, and trust it, and to perhaps put it in their hands as well, and trust that what you ask them will come to fruition, for lack of a better word. If you, at least if you don't trust yourself to move past it, or you don't see a way past this, ask your spirit guides and they will help you with your manifestation always. Always, always, always. Put it in their hands. But yeah. Okay, let's see what they say about it. You have manifested new opportunities and abundance. Know that you can experience these gifts right now. I feel like they're talking about the Three of Cups here. Your hoped for aspirations are on their way to you. They may arrive in a different fashion than you expected, but the rewards that you truly desire, such as feelings of peace, of security, and happiness, are manifested exactly as requested. Ask your angels to help you have faith in your ability to manage and to manifest. With this faith, you and God can do anything. This is a process by which all your thoughts transformations. This is the process by which all your thoughts transform into tangible form. First, they begin as an idea born of divine sources. Then the idea meets with feeling, and if the feeling is loving and nurturing, the idea and the feeling create the embryo of manifestation. Nourish your newborn ideas by believing in it and by following the step-by-step guidance that God and the angels give you through your feelings, dreams, and visions. Now remember, that is also true for the negative feelings. So be mindful that you don't feed into it. Okay. But otherwise, I was quite a deep reading, to be honest. It was definitely interesting, I will tell you that. But thank you for watching, and thank you for being here with me and for experiencing this reading. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a like, and if you did resonate or you relate especially to this reading, please pop me a comment in the comment section down below, because I'd really like to hear about it. And also, if you would like a personal reading, you can contact me on social media. The links are in the description box as well. But until next week, I will see you then. Ta-da! Hi Pals 3, welcome to your weekly tarot reading, your weekly tarot messages. Please remember that this is a general reading and not a personal one, so take what you feel is meant for you and leave that which is not. Okay, let us see what you have. You have the Five of Cups. with this particular card right now, I'm feeling that you are or have been looking at things that once were and no longer are, and that part of you is missing it, perhaps feeling a little bit of grief from it. Or you did feel grief from it. Also, I feel as though some of you might be judging yourself for things that transpired in the past. But the thing is that these things happen, and it has already happened, you know. And when you continue to focus on these things that happened in the past, and you can continuously play it around in your mind, you like taint your perspective of the present and of what you have now, where you are now, who you are now, and the people that are around you now. You know, like you could perhaps someone did something in the past and it was not a pleasant experience for you, or perhaps it even had a negative outcome, okay? And before that moment, you guys were like friggin' fantastic. You were the best of the best to each other, and then perhaps they did something or you did something, okay? And it's like this isn't what it is, or it's like you are allowing what has happened versus what it was before what happened taint your present moment. Like, you're not looking at the people the same. Of course you're not going to look at people the same, but it's like you won't enjoy what is now because of what happened in the past. Like, you're completely missing what is right in front of you, what you have now, the preciousness of the people around you. That could even be the space where you're coming from, but that is what I'm getting from the first card. I feel as though it was like a singular event, perhaps, which has tainted your perspective, not just of that person, but of everyone around you. It's now like kind of, I don't want to say you're crying over spilled milk. It's more like, I don't want to say you're feeling sorry for yourself, but you're seeing yourself in people have like messed up terms so much, like, but anyway, it's kind of like you're seeing yourself in the victim role, or whatever has happened in the past did put you kind of in like a victim role, and ever since then you haven't really stepped out of that role, and you see everyone as a potential threat, that they could hurt you and could do this to you, could do that to you. It might be so subtle that you don't even notice it, but I definitely feel like because of what happened, you aren't enjoying what is now, what is around you now. Even the people that are in your life now, it's kind of like people are giving you love and affection and stuff, but you're kind of looking at them through the eyes of the past, and you are in honesty to doing them true injustice, because what if they truly just want to give you love and spoil you, but you're looking at them with suspicion, you know? And like, obviously you can't change what happened in the past, no, but you can change your perspective and views now. Okay, that was quick. I didn't even get a chance to shuffle there. Yeah. Okay, so here we have the Empress for your second card, and here we have the Knight of Wands for your third card. Yeah, definitely. I feel like because you are seeing things or have been seeing things through the perspective of the past, I feel as though some of you have already realized this, but it has blocked you from the abundance around you, if that makes sense. But I feel as though some of you, or the abundance that you can create for yourself, but I feel as though some of you have already seen this, and you have decided that things don't happen to you, they happen for you. Like, you can use stuff as a crutch to constantly be like, I can't do this, I can't do this. Or you could use it as a stepping stone and look, this the hell happened to me, and because this happened to me, I freaking can do this. I can do anything. You know, like, you perceive those experiences as things that do make you stronger. But then again, the mindset is your choice. But I feel as though some of you have already seen this mindset and being like, well, hell, I deserve better, I deserve more, and I'm creating it for myself. No one else is going to do it for me. Only I can do it for myself. People can help, yes, but only I can do it. Only I can take the next step. That's how it works. No one's going to come and save you. No one's going to make things better for you. You've got to do that for yourself. Also, when you allow these things to let go of these things, these fears, these past experiences, you create a space of peace around you. You know, like when you hold on to stuff, it like clutters your space around you, because it's on your mind, is it not? And it's there the whole time. But once you let it go, okay, it opens up the space for so much abundance to come in, for so much more to come in. And I feel like that is something that you also have learned or are busy learning. I feel like this could be perhaps in terms of a relationship or a friendship, okay? And in this instance, I feel that you are the Empress, okay? Where you have so much to give and so much abundance. And also, this is the Major Arcana card, where this is still it is part of the minor, but it is a court card, and it is a knight. I feel as though, whereas the Empress, you deserve an emperor and not a knight, if that makes sense. Okay, like this perhaps this other person is the one that kicked your cups over, and I feel as though like you are blaming them, when I kind of feel like you're kind of blaming yourself because you allowed them in and you wanted to raise them up to emperor status, but you had learned that you can't change people and you can't save people and you can't do shit for them. They have to do it for themselves. Only then do they value and appreciate what they have. And because you learned that from them, you also learned that, because after you'd lost whatever it is you had lost, no one is going to come and pick up your cups for you. No one's going to come and fix your heart. No one is going to come and heal you. Feel as though you realize this for yourself. You had to do it all by yourself. And for those of you that have been through it, I want you to know that it is being acknowledged and your growth is being acknowledged, and you are creating space for things that you now deserve and perhaps will appreciate even more than when you were with this person that kicked over your cups. But don't forget to still appreciate what is around you, what you do have now, because it is precious and it is tools that you can use to rebuild your empire as the Empress. Okay, so let us get you some oracle cards. Just moving it aside because we're going to have 2 oracle cards. See what other messages there are for you. But definitely well done on that life lesson. I know it's not a nice one to learn, but it is one that is the most worth learning, so that you have your own back and that no one's going to help you unless you help yourself, and also that you cannot help others, they need to help themselves. And the shitty part about that, yes, is watching other people struggle, but it is a part of life. People watched you struggle and they didn't help you. Now it is your turn to do that. People only learn best when they learn themselves, if that makes sense. Okay. This whole batch fell out, but I don't want the batch. It's too much. And I feel like also because you've had these lessons yourself, that when it does happen to others around you, you are going to be able to be there for them as well. And we have our card Drifter. Okay, I feel as though experiencing life as it comes, Drifter, yes. I feel as though particularly this card right now is speaking of when you are in the situation here and you where you've got to learn to take care of yourself and that no one's going to be there for you. It's kind of like going down a tunnel like this and looking everywhere for the answer or to get out of this tunnel, for example, but not being able to see a way out, obviously, except moving forward, going day by day, and then it ended up being month by month. But I feel as though like that is or was the only way you could look is forward, and by these high walls and not really being able to see everything around you except moving forward in the future, and whether it looked light to you or bleak to you, it kind of made you pull in towards yourself because you weren't finding the answers outside of yourself. You weren't leaving the situation by looking at things outside of yourself. And I feel as though there was a lot of resentment and anger because of this, which is okay, it is normal. But I feel as though even the anger or the resentment could have been the walls you were looking up against. But either way, whatever it was, you're not finding your way out by the means of the outside world. You found it inside of yourself, which is why you are currently in the Empress position. You realized your strength comes from within, and you cannot do things for other people. You've got to do it for yourself. And you realize that all things that people do is for themselves, even though it's for people like to think they do it for other people, but in actual fact you do it for yourself because it brings you joy to see another person happy, if that makes sense. So being selfless is always a selfish act. You know, like you when for example donating money to people to help them, yes, you do it to help them, but you also do it because it makes you feel good and you feel like you've done the right thing. So in essence, it is also for yourself. And I feel like that's what you've learned. And also that you can't do things for other people is when it doesn't feel right on the inside. And I feel like you've found that that is your guidance system as well. That if something on the inside does not feel right, even though it's a kind act for someone else, to not do it because it's not genuine, if that makes sense. I feel like you've learned to honor yourself and trust yourself by no longer putting other people above yourself. You kind of got people on the same level as yourself, but you come first. if that makes sense. You know, at the end of the day, we are all going to leave this planet, and having lived a life not honoring yourself is not okay. We've all got such a short time here, and we need to decide what it is that we want to do with it, not what other people want us to do with it, because it's ours. It's our time here. Yes, it's other people's time here too, and yes, we are mindful of that as well. But I feel like you don't just put that above your own experience. I feel like you've learned that your experience is important too. And through your experience, you get to help others by relaying your experience, if that makes sense. Okay, let us get you an angel card and see what the angels or your spirit guides have for you, an extra message. Support. They got your back from the other side. Yes, no, I know I can't sing, but it does feel good. Okay, so the first thing here is you've learned to support yourself, yes? Yes. Okay. Second thing is, because you support yourself, you now know what it is you want, and it is, I don't say easier for them to help you, because they help you regardless, but you definitely are seeing more signs of them helping you, your angels, your spirit guides. But they do also want you to know that they support you, and they've been with you this whole entire time. You have not for one moment or 1 second been left alone. Okay, and then the next part I see here is to be mindful that even though they aren't in a body here with you, and you know that they are always here with you, they do sometimes act and help you through other people as well. Okay, so you have gotten on your Empress chair, but they don't want you to completely block off other people and not allow other people to help you, because they help you through other people. But also other people that support you and help you, when you deny them, you are denying them the opportunity to feel good about themselves. So be mindful of that. You are denying them the opportunity to feel worthwhile, that they've helped you and it's made a difference, which again makes them feel good. So bear that in mind as well. When you really don't want it, it's okay. They support you in those choices. But when your pride gets in the way, be mindful that you are denying the other people the opportunity as well. You are denying people the opportunity to love you. And I know sometimes we feel like we don't need it, but in actual truth, we do need people. We are a social species. Okay? If we were meant to be alone, our parents would or our species would dump children and let them grow up alone, you know, like animals or insects do. Okay, that's just what I mean. I don't mean, yes, like, you know, like we don't live in caves by ourselves. That's not how it works. We are in contact with people every day. We do need people. They do bring a certain light and a certain energy to our everyday lives. Sometimes negative, sometimes positive. Either way, it is all for growth. People matter. Allow people to support you. Okay, so the message that this card is God, the angels, and the ascended masters who love, protect, and guide you are watching over you right now. You are not alone, and you are safe. This card reassures you that you are part of an awesome and powerful team of benevolent beings. They surround you, they guide you, and they love you constantly. If you are in danger, they will intervene with warnings or life-saving measures. If you are afraid, they will comfort you with the energy of divine love. If you are confused, they will whisper guidance in your ear. By drawing this card, your angels and guides ask you to talk to them more frequently. You are a team after all, and you can't be a team without communication. Have mental conversations with them about everything, and you will soon see the evidence of their existence. Soon the angels will enlist you to help other people. If you ever feel doubtful about your ability to help others, ask the angels to help you release these fears. I see another message. Whether or not you are in this space right now that I was speaking about earlier, about these high walls around you and you can't see past them, but you can only see forward, or even if you can't see anything, I want you to know that your team, your angels and spirit guides, they are guiding you. They're guiding you always, okay? And it was them as well, if you've been past this phase, that have guided you forward. Okay, so even when you can't see a way out, they showed you the way. That's the message that I have, is that they support you, they guide you. Just feeling such a big sense of you are not alone and we've got you. Okay. Okie dokie. That is all I see for you for this week. Thank you for being here with me and for watching. If you resonated with this reading, I would really like to hear about it. So if you would like to tell me about it, please do so in the comment section below. Also, please give this video a like if you did like it and resonated with it. And if you're interested in a personal reading, please pop me a message on social media. The links are in the description box down below. Until next week, my lovelies, I will see you then. Toodles!